Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If this is your first time watching the channel, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. One thing that's always set Disney apart from other theme parks has been its use of audio animatronics. It's that extra bit of Disney magic that really brings your theme park experience to the next level. Audio animatronics have been used by the Walt Disney Company since 1961, and to this day are seen all over the Disney parks. Since about 2005, the Disney parks have been looking for ways to enhance the guest experience through animatronics. So in the mid-2000s, they started something called the Disney Living Character Initiative. This initiative by Disney was to bring new levels of guest interactions while bringing characters to life like never before. One early initiative was the introduction of the articulated characters. A lot of the impressive animatronic attractions created by Walt Disney Imagineering, whether for the Living Character Initiative or not, have quietly disappeared from the Disney parks and no longer exist. So today, we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 extinct Disney animatronic attractions. Number 5. Lucky the Dinosaur. 2003 marked the year that Disney debuted its very first free-roving audio animatronic, Lucky the Dinosaur. Standing at 8 feet tall, this Segnosaurus animatronic character was very lifelike, and was the first official character built in response to Disney's Living Character Initiative. He could walk on his own, move his head, blink his eyes, respond to guests, and even sign autographs. He made his first appearance at the National History Museum of Los Angeles on August 28, 2003. A few days later, he made his way over to Disney California Adventure, but since he was still in the prototype testing phase, he returned to Walt Disney Imagineering and didn't make his official Disney park debut until 2005.
You know what? We've been trying all kinds of things.
In June 2005, Lucky the Dinosaur appeared at Walt Disney World in Dinoland, USA at Animal Kingdom, along with his handler, Dr. Woodson.
Lucky, this is Cole. He says he's very pleased to meet you, Cole. Oh, that's good.
Now you might be wondering why he was pushing a flower cart. Well, I guess you could say the flower cart was pushing him. See, the figure needed to be lightweight so he could walk, but he also needed power to run. So, the flower cart was used to conceal the batteries and computers that provided power to Lucky the Dinosaur. After his brief summer stint at Animal Kingdom, he was then moved to celebrate the opening of Hong Kong Disneyland in September of 2005. Now, since he was only a prototype, he wasn't very reliable. It was said that during his time in the parks, he was constantly missing multiple appearances each day because he kept breaking down. So, Lucky the Dinosaur goes down in history and joins the other dinosaurs that are now extinct. But he has made a few other appearances outside of the Disney parks. He now has a new permanent home at Walt Disney Imagineering in Glendale, California.
I think we got rid of him, right? No, we didn't. Okay.
Number 4. Chef Remy. In 2008, also as a part of Disney's Living Character Initiative, Bon Appetit from Chef Remy premiered as an addition to the dining experience at Restaurant des Stars in the Walt Disney Studios Park at the Disneyland Paris Resort. Later in 2009, it would also make its premiere at the Les Chefs de France restaurant in the France Pavilion at Epcot. 6 days a week with 4 appearances a day, a maitre d' would greet diners of the restaurant with a rolling gourmet food cart. They'd lift the lid, like they normally do in France, from a silver dome cheese platter when the maitre d' reveals a 6-inch tall animatronic rat. Chef Remy from the animated film Ratatouille then comes to life, entertaining diners with animated movements and quiet little squeaks.
No, those aren't your chicken strips. Those are for her.
It's probably the only rat you'd be okay with seeing in a restaurant. To date, Chef Remy is the smallest audio animatronic created by Walt Disney Imagineering, and is the only Living Character Initiative animatronic to get 2 separate figures made. It does a very good job at entertaining diners and bringing this small little animated character to life. Now you might be wondering exactly how this figure works. Well, if you look closely at this video, You can see that the black handle of the silver dome has a small joystick on top of it, and what looks to be a trigger at the bottom. It's likely that this gives the maitre d' full control of the figure. Even while this cast member sings, pay attention to her hand gripping the handle in relation to Remy's movement.
Even though he made it for you. Oh, that was good, Monsieur. That was good.
The animatronic figure was definitely a success and lasted at Epcot for 4 years until it became extinct in October 2013, and for 5 years until June 2014 at Disneyland Paris. With the addition of the new Ratatouille ride coming to the France Pavilion at Epcot, it would be a great opportunity to bring this animatronic back to Epcot at some point in the future. Wouldn't you say so? Number 3. Push the Talking Trashcan. Although not part of the Disney Living Character Initiative, Push the Talking Trashcan made its official debut in 1995 at the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. Created and designed by Daniel Deutsch, Push was a radio-controlled robot that made daily appearances in Tomorrowland. Now, he was an actual trash can. If you pushed the flap, you could look inside to see a trash bag, but he also moved around freely and interacted with guests. He was actually quite the character.
It's okay, people, she's not stealing me.
When interacting with Push, it was easy to forget that it's being operated by someone, and the technology of this figure is actually quite simple. So the robot was controlled by 2 cast members on stage with Push, who appeared in disguise. And by disguise, we mean wearing normal clothes to blend in as a guest. One cast member had a transmitter hidden in a backpack, and the other had a microphone hidden in their hand. When they spoke into the microphone, it changed their voice and allowed them to interact with guests nearby. Push became a staple of Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom and was loved by fans. So much so that when Disney announced they would be saying goodbye to Push, fans reacted on social media with Facebook groups and hashtags, trying to keep this character in the park. According to Daniel Deutsch in a New York Daily News article, there was some ambiguity to the verbiage as to what they owned and what I owned, that being between Disney and Real Simple Ideas, the company that owned Push. When push comes to shove, ultimately he was canned from the Magic Kingdom, making him extinct. But his cousins, who sport a slightly different look, can be seen at other Disney parks overseas in Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Paris. Number 2. The Luxo Jr. Dancing Lamp. The Pixar Place area at Disney's Hollywood Studios opened in 2008. Later, in June of 2009, Disney premiered its newest animatronic in the area, which was a 6-foot-tall Pixar Luxo Jr. animatronic lamp. You were able to see this animatronic up close on the wall across from Toy Story Midway Mania, approximately every 15 minutes for a mini show. Luxo was a very impressive figure, but it did face many mechanical issues that caused it to constantly go down. Now, most Disney audio animatronics run on hydraulics, but Luxo Jr. was a bit different and was a prototype that used electrical actuators. Around the time Luxo Jr. appeared at the park in 2009, the Norwegian company Luxo Lamps filed a lawsuit against Pixar and Disney, accusing the companies of infringing its copyright when they sold a limited edition Luxo Jr. figure that came with the Up Blu-ray. The lawsuit document also mentioned the Luxo Jr. animatronic figure at Walt Disney World. Luxo Jr. was removed from the park in April of 2010, with Disney saying that it will no longer perform since it was a test figure with a limited run. Seeing where this figure was built and placed doesn't seem like a location for a limited run type figure, so its removal was probably more of a case of mechanical and legal issues, but we'll never know for sure. Also, the alley of Pixar Place, where Luxo Jr. once performed, is going to become a backstage area once Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios opens, so it probably would have been lights out anyway, even if he was still around. Number 1. WALL-E. If you were lucky enough to be in the right place in 2008, you would have experienced a very impressive Wall-E animatronic. Based on the title character of the 2008 Disney Pixar film, Wall-E was created by Walt Disney Imagineering and was used for promotional events for the film's release, with the plan to eventually transfer to Walt Disney World and Disneyland. Like the other figures created for the Living Character Initiative, Wall-E is fully interactive and can roll on his tread feet, tilt his head, move his arms and hands, all while it responded to guests through electronic sounds made vaguely to resemble speech. It really brought the character from the animated film to life. The magic of Disney Animation meet and greet at Hollywood Studios and an area at Disney California Adventure were actually set up to house the planned Wall-E experience in the summer of 2008, but it was never carried out. Aside from a cardboard cutout that was used as a placeholder for the Wall-E figure, it was an extinct animatronic in the parks right from the start. So the figure stands about 3.5 to 4 feet tall and is said to weigh approximately 700 pounds. Word on the street is that Disney was concerned about the figure's weight and size and became worried that it could easily run over guests' feet, causing harm. So yeah, the animatronic never made it into the park, but it has made brief appearances at the D23 Expo in the past. There's also accounts saying that the Wall-E animatronic figure was actually testing backstage at Walt Disney World in 2008. But, surprise surprise, kept breaking down. Probably a similar situation of when Wall-E died during a meet and greet at D23. So, along with the character's size, the unreliability was probably another major factor of why it was never seen in the park. So, have you ever had a chance to experience any of these figures firsthand? And if you could choose one figure to bring back to the parks, which one would it be? Leave a comment below and start a conversation. If you have any videos from the Disney parks that you'd like to share with us to be used in future videos, follow the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Click the TPM icon on the screen to subscribe to this channel, and check out some of these other videos which we're sure you'll like.